And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Purple Pod Emergent Value Series. Make sure y'all like that video on the way in. Please go add us on the Instagram and click the links below. Hey, Ramar, will you actually do me a favor really quick? Hit that Zuby on the Matrix Attack button really quick.
Which one is it?
Up top at the YouTube. Yeah, click that, and then type or go to the channel or click Purple Pill Pod over on the right. Go to your channel, and then go to videos. And yeah, perfect, bro. Thank you. I was gonna do this one really quick. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna show you. We're gonna watch a video really quick, guys, that I made earlier. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. But no, guys, I made a really funny video for my boy Andrew Wilson. Shout out to Andrew Wilson. A good debate with him. He was a little bit a pretty big salesman, but I mean, I'll give him props. He was okay.
Band pocket drums actually sound. Drum teacher Crystal will demo for you.
Okay, so if that's true, how in the world could you just say because the natures of them are different, which you're reasoning out here, you're saying the nature of men is that they murder more and the nature of women is they murder less, but you hold both of these moral standards as equivalent, right?
Yeah,
but then when it comes to the sexual morality, you hold them as unequivalent, which makes no fucking sense. That's not how morality works.
Actually, it makes perfect sense because it's called apples and oranges. They're two completely different fucking things. How can you compare murder to somebody sleeping around? Something that creates life, something that creates disease, it creates life. It does all types of other things. You're comparing that to somebody being murdered.
When people say apples and oranges, listen, when people say apples and oranges, you don't really understand what that reference is for. The reference of apples and oranges is to say that what do I compare an apple to in order to get you to understand what an apple is without an apple? I would say it's like an orange, right? That's an analogy. So when I'm using an analogy, nothing's ever going to map on equivalent to anything else ever. That's why it's an analogy. So when
sometimes they're false equivalents. That's a false equivalent.
That's it. You could say something is a false equivalence, but in this particular case, I'm not saying that they're equivalent. I'm saying that the analogy for the moral standard is equivalent.
Poor Andrew, man. This guy, he's a good salesman, guys. He is a good talker, I gotta say. I mean, that's what happens when you have sales skills and you get to around his age. You know, he's a very, very smart guy. But no, shout out to Mr. Enigmatic. What's up? What's up, Rachel Wilson? Come and tell me the cope. Thank you so much for coming in. Rachel, your husband sucks. Embark on brilliant. She needs to be in the kitchen. Y'all were lit today before the chat started, man. What is going on up in here? Now Rolo's worse than Andrew Wilson. Yeah, I think Rolo's worse. You're right. Like I've been saying a lot lately, guys. Red Pill is actually TradCon, and then what I'm going to bring up in the show today is TradCon is actually Blank Slate. These guys are blank slaters, low key guys. Oh, people are butthurt so easily. Yes, bro. Sergio, if you're going through with this, don't bring Christianity or Eastern Orthodox some advice. I do not plan on bringing up Eastern Orthodox or Christianity at all. We are talking about fallacies today. We're going to talk about the trivium. I don't think a lot of people know about the trivium, so that's why I want to talk about it. It's funny to see how Trello's lapdog Glenn was willing to be such a rat to put out private text messages. Yeah, dude. I'm not really surprised one bit. He fully did a full switch after I went out to Vegas, and that's why I don't respect any of them. LOL, imagine being this ass mad over taking an L in a debate. I mean, y'all are the ones that are so mad that I beat him in a debate that you had to come on to my show. I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, thank y'all. Well, shout out to 5678. What's going on? Who are some of my idols? Who or what do you worship? Idols, I really love Carl Sagan. If I'm allowed to idolize people like that. I like Carl Sagan a lot. I really like probably Joseph Campbell is right there under him. I would say George Carlin is right under him. I really like Mr. Rogers. Yeah, I don't really. I don't know. I like to look. I really like Neil deGrasse Tyson. I really like Michio Kaku. I like a lot of scientists, really. Honestly. I like whenever they try to bridge the gap between like God and science, and like I think one of the best theories for God actually comes from Michio Kaku and using string theory. Or what do I worship? I don't worship anything. I pray like anybody else. I mean, workout is prayer. Shout to Marquette. Workout is prayer, and sweat is the holy water. I really do like. I really do like to see it that way. You can do worship in many ways, though. You can, worship listening to music. Meditating. I think there's many ways to pray. Um, keep killing them with facts. Yeah, dude, this is gonna be an amazing show, guys. Like, I cannot express that this show right here. Trolls, make sure to subscribe. Yeah, subscribe, trolls. Hit that like button while y'all are in here. I know you're gonna hit the down button, but I'll still tell y'all to hit the like button. But no, today's gonna be a really good one, guys, because I'm gonna go over something called the trivium. Nobody talks about this on YouTube. Once again, guys. I'm the only person who's going to be talking about something like this because everybody's not smart enough to know about this, for one, and then for two, it's a huge fucking secret. The powers that be don't want people to know about the trivium and how to use logic, rhetoric, and grammar correctly. The masses aren't going to ever see past the fallacies. This is how they make a lot of money. This is how they pillage the bottom 95% of people with the top 10% of salespeople doing things. This is the whole cycle of YouTube, guys. The masses are always going to fall for these fallacies. It's a control mechanism. It's always been a control mechanism for them to be able to control the people. Just think about this. His audience, though, is a bunch of incel Christians who are trying to cope with the fact that they are virgins or they can't get sex and they fall back on religion. So we need to talk about YouTube for a second, guys. Think about it. If you were in a relationship, if you were married, if you lived with a girl, if you were doing everything, right in life and like that, would you spend a lot of time on YouTube? Not really, unless you, have the subscription for YouTube and you're listening at work or something like that, with your phone in your pocket, or you have a job where you get to watch YouTube all day. Or, you're just, you come home and you don't have like anything to do. I guess like you and your girlfriend or wife don't do anything together. Those types of people usually don't sit on the internet because they have a lot that's going on in their life. When you have a spouse, you're just busy all the time. Whenever I'm single, oh, I'm not busy. I can go do whatever we need to get. I can do whatever because it's just like you have nothing else. You have no responsibilities to anything. So a lot of the people on the internet, a lot of the people in the live, viewing stuff, the reason why I don't get a lot of viewers is because it's mostly incel type people. It's mostly people that are not in relationships and are having a hard time with that. And especially in the Christian community where there's a lot of virgins or people that are coping with the fact that I'm higher value because I'm holding on to this virginity, or I don't have sex because I'm better than these other people, and they use it as a virtue signal. It's all a cope. It's all a giant cope, and you see this more in the Christian community almost more than any other, and that's why we're going to go deep in on it. Andrew has pretty solid arguments. Yeah, he does for some things. He's not doing it for money, clicks, cough like some other people. Are you saying me? Because I don't even make money off my channel. Like, you can go see my analytics and see that I don't even make money off my channel, bro. Like, barely anything. Not even close to how much it cost me to pay for the studio and all the equipment that I bought and everything. Yeah, dude, it's not, I don't make shit off this. But no, I like some of his arguments. I told Andrew at the start of the debate, I like some of his arguments, but we're going to find that some of his arguments, though, are extremely flawed. And he used it on me, but I'm not the same person as all the other people he's used it on. So he met his match today or yesterday. They hate everything about me also, guys, because I was an Edgar in my past. I'll admit it. I was a fucking Edgar. I was a piece of shit. I mean, I guess people can't change and be better people, once an Edgar, always an Edgar. I gotta lean into it, guys. I guess somebody called me Sergio Musk the other day. I just gotta be future, I just gotta be Nick Cannon, the next Nick Cannon. I'm just gonna lean into it. That's just who I am. So let's just break it down. Let's just get into it, guys. What is the trivium, okay? It was developed by Aristotle, okay, and the quadrivium was developed by Pythagoras. The quadrivium is our arithmetic, geometry, astronomy, and music theory. We're not going to go into that today. I might go into it in a future episode, but today we're just going to talk about the trivium. The trivium, though, is grammar, logic, and rhetoric, okay? Grammar are the bricks of the house, guys. Example, a tree is a tree. It's not a cat, okay? It's grammar. Just understanding. Okay? Logic is the cement that sticks the bricks together, sticks the grammar together, okay? Identifying what is fallacious and removing contradictions to have factual info, okay? This is logic. Rhetoric is the architect telling someone how to build the house, okay? He's teaching them how to effectively build the house. That is rhetoric. The problem is that these channels skip past logic and don't see their own fallacies and preach rhetorically to people. And if they don't know the reaction, and if you don't know the reaction to notice, if you don't know what to look for, you're going to get screwed. Very few people know how to see this instantly because your brain has to be in a loop where you're seeing these things in the right order. It has to be grammar, logic, rhetoric. A lot of people's inputs and outputs are backwards, and it causes you to not even see when somebody does these salesman tactics to you. They taught us wrong in school. They wanted it to be grammar, rhetoric, and then logic, and that's why everybody is so confused. That's why everyone is so confused. The powers that be hoard this information and actually know this type of stuff. And that's why they don't fall for fallacies and they actually use them against us to profit. People don't know or understand fallacies today, so they can't catch them, which stops the trivium, which means 3 roads come together from working correctly. The trivium that's what trivium means. 3 roads that come together. So when these 3 things come together, they work in a perfect loop, and they can't go out of order or else you will be confused. By the way, the trivium and the quadrivium are the 7 classical liberal arts, if anybody wants to look into this. It has to be a constant system of grammar, logic, rhetoric. If you take it out of order, it will fall apart. You can critically think, but you will still be fooled if you do not know how to use the trivium correctly. It's just input and output, and you can't have input before output. You have to always go grammar, logic, rhetoric. So as soon as he said any of these things to me, guys, my filter instantly caught that he was instantly going from grammar to rhetoric, and his logic was flawed. Once you realize that and the loop is off, your brain gets triggered, and you understand this isn't right. And only people who understand fallacies, and there's hundreds of them. There's like over 200 fallacies now. There's more always being made that can be invented. And because of that, if you don't know them, you can't keep up. You can't call it out like I did immediately on the show and say that was apples and oranges. An autodidact is someone who is self-educated, okay? Autonomy is someone who is self-governed. The trivium teaches you how to govern yourself and the others in the outside world, okay? We need this on top of critical thinking to function and to not be controlled. Who, what, where are the grammar aspects of the trivium? Why is the logic, and how is the rhetoric? Okay? Who, what, where, when, how we gather knowledge. Okay? That's like things in the house. Like I was giving the example earlier. A tree is a tree, a cat is not. Okay? Identification, or why is the house needs the strong foundation or the house falls down. Okay? The why. Which is the logic. Okay? Identification of the words or letters you deal with without contradiction, okay, is logic. Now, how is expressing the knowledge or understanding to others, which is wisdom? How is going to make it into wisdom with rhetoric, okay? Most people are not speaking from wisdom. Shout out to Andrew, because he's using fallacies to trick you. Knowing logical fallacies, guys, acts as a mental antivirus scanner, okay? You're able to see false rhetoric instantly. Ad homs are attacking the person by their characteristics. He did this to me multiple times, okay? There's hundreds of fallacies because they can always be created and figured out. Circular reasoning is a big one, which is what he was trying to always go back to, but you can't do that when you're starting it with a fallacy. It's the one that they use the most for the Bible, because usually people who reference the Bible go back to just the Bible as their source. But smart Christians, as he is, understand that he needs to use other sources. So he uses that fallacy the most. A lot of Christians use that fallacy the most because it's the one that gets hit with them the most. Red herring is how they would test a hound. They would drag a red herring across the ground and to see if they could deter the dog with his nose and see if they could trick him. This is something that politicians do all the time. He did a couple red herrings too. He uses smoke and mirrors to just divert as much as he can. He has to. Like, he's doing a showmanship job, guys. Just by reading fallacies, just by going to Wikipedia, guys, and reading off the fallacies list, okay, you're going to be able to program yourself to understand how to recognize these fallacies. You have to go and read about this stuff so you can create an antivirus filter when salespeople hit you with this bullshit. It's just like a car salesman saying you will get all the ladies if you buy this car. Or a beer commercial saying if you drink this beer, you're going to get all the girls, guys. That's an appeal to emotion fallacy. Okay? So as you can see, they're always constantly trying to make money off of you with these fallacies. Constantly. Okay? When you start seeing these things, you will notice that you're really leaving the matrix, and you really see every time somebody is trying to finesse you out of $1. You will literally see every time somebody is trying to finesse you out of your mind. The powers that be hold this info from us, and that is what an occult is, guys. They want to hold the information and they want to maintain it. And know what's crazy is he's orthodoxy, pretty occultish, honestly. I don't take it that far away from the Pope just because just because they're not Catholic. They're still pretty damn close to it. And it's all ego worship. It's all power worship. The ability to know those sales skills that he has over y'all, that ability to use these fallacies against you and you not know it, that is all just ego worship. That is all just power worship. And it's crazy coming from a Christian man saying that evolution isn't real. Yeah, we're not going to talk about evolution today, but I'll definitely get everything together to beat him on an evolution discussion if he ever wants to. But I don't think we're going to be doing any debates in the future. I don't want to debate somebody that's a scammer, honestly. I will if he actually comes up with like a really good topic or it's worth it for me. But this guy, he literally, guys, he went back and forth with me on Twitter over and over and over again. And as soon as I hit him with this steel man, it was like, get past this steel man right here. Break down this one right here. He couldn't get past it. The false equivalency, he can't get past it. He gave up on the public thread. He gave up, and I had to go into DMs and debate him in DMs. And he finally gave up in the debate in DMs and said that he wasn't going to go put it in the public thread because he knows that if he goes and puts it in the public thread, everybody's going to see that he is wrong and trying to get past the steelman fallacy that he can't get past. You can't get past that, steelman. There's nothing. You cons get past it. I can't wait to just see if anybody will prove him wrong for this. Tradcons are just blank slaters in disguise, guys. That's what he's basically going back to, is that men and women are the same. Men and women are the same. So morality is the same between sex and between everything else. Morality is the exact same for us because we're blank slates. Like I told y'all, Tradcons are just blank slaters now. Men and women are just the same, guys. We're equal. That's what Tradcons want. They want to put you back on the plantation, guys. They want you to be slaves to marriage. And just like how Red Pill is Tradcons in disguise, as Glenn Lawrence proved when he came on, Red Pill is as Tradcon as it gets. Look at Glenn, who's literally right under Rolo, and he thinks the world is 15,000 years old. Fundamentalist Christians are going to be the end of this earth, guys. They don't believe science. There's thousands of people across the globe that study things like carbon dating. And all those people were just fucking stupid. They're all just dumb. All those people, everything that they learned in school, all of it, it's all fake. It's all a lie. The dinosaurs, they're not real. God put those here to test our faith, right? Red Pill is officially Tradcon, guys. I told y'all this was happening. I literally called this one like a week or two ago, and then Glenn comes on the stream and says that. Oh my god, it's crazy. So I guess that also means that if red pill is tradcons in disguise and tradcons are blank slaters in disguise, that means that red pillars are just blank slaters in disguise. And that makes a lot of sense why they say this shit. They do. They're not going to tell women that their best strategy is the beta bucks dude, that he's not going to run off after she has his kids. They're not going to say those things because that would mean that women are in the power position. No, they want it to be blank slate. They want it to be equal. It needs to stay equal. Men can't be at the disadvantage because then men wouldn't watch their channels. They got to be victims over something. They want 1,000% marriage. They won't 1,000% say, guys, that marriage is a control mechanism for men. Red pill won't say that shit, and the reason why is because they know damn well that most of them are married, and that would just go against who they are. They won't say the real truth about marriage. I wouldn't want to say the real truth about marriage either if I had a wife or somebody who's gonna get mad at me if I said something like that. It makes you a hyper beta guy. If you're in a relationship, if you're married, you're a super beta. You're a beta if you're in a relationship. You're a super beta if you're married, okay? You just gotta accept it, man. It's not that bad to say that you had to get down on one knee and submit to your woman. It's okay. Just admit that you're beta. It's not that bad. All red pill dudes that are married, just admit you're beta and everything will be fine. If you sit there and you keep trying to play yourself as alpha, you're gonna look goofy, man. You're not alpha. Y'all need to also understand that marriage isn't a big deal for a man because it's only for the woman and the kids. The whole reason why we even have marriage is for the women and the kids. It's all to make sure that the kids are raised right and to make the women happy. That's what marriage is for. It was never for the men, ever. Throughout all of history, for especially a high value man, marriage has never been for a high value man. Ever. A man can change the world without ever having kids, guys. There are guys that changed the world that never had children. Many of them. George Washington, Isaac Newton. There's tons of people that never had children, but they absolutely changed the world for the rest of everybody's lives. Nikola Tesla. You can become an inventor. Men can create things. So guys, you don't have to get married. You don't at all. You can be remembered for things other than children. These women do have to get married and have kids. Their purpose is a family. I think they're going to be depressed as fuck in the future if they don't find a beta bucks or somebody to settle down with them. But you guys, y'all don't need it, man. Y'all can literally create something on your own, and you don't even need a woman. They don't believe in science at all, guys. Okay? Fundamentalist Christians believe literally the wildest shit, and I wouldn't be surprised if Glenn is convincing most of those red pill people to convert over to that, along with everything else that is anti-science that they talk about. It's I don't know how you can talk about evolutionary psychology things so much, but then you disagree with things that are the strongest hypothesis at the time. And what's crazy also is a church that is divided, guys. It's no church at all. So like him being, Eastern Orthodox, or anybody being Catholic, or any of the Protestants, like Glenn probably is. A church that is divided isn't even a church at all. The fact that you even try to act like what y'all have is a real religion is a joke. The fact that you try to even act like you understand Christianity, it's a joke. I'm sure most people who talk about it the most haven't even fully gone through it. I'll admit I didn't fully read it, but I sat and I watched all the Bible Project. I actually got a study Bible. I actually tried to look up certain things so then I could know the context of things. Most people, they don't want to know the context, and they also want to be a fundamentalist and take it all literal. And there's some parts of it that you're not going to take literal. I would say most of it, all of it, you're not going to take literal. You could tell yourself all day long, I hope this was a real story, just like how I could tell my daughter, I hope Cinderella was a real story. Doesn't mean that it was real. Doesn't mean that I can't also learn a lesson from it. That's what's crazy. What's so wrong with the story not being real? Can you not learn anything from it? Did God not intend for you to learn something from his word? It doesn't make sense. These guys don't even understand the difference between heaven and hell, guys. They don't even understand the true difference between heaven and hell, and how the people at the very start of Christianity saw it for the first 300, 400 years. They don't even understand how different they saw heaven and hell compared to how we see it now. They have faith based off of a fear of death. Like most people today, they are scared of dying. And because they are scared of dying, they're going to repent and say, sorry, God, and pray to him and try to be saved just in case they die. Life insurance. That's it. You're not even a real Christian then. You only have faith out of fear. Imagine if you believed in God and it wasn't forced on you out of fear. Just imagine that. If you believed in a God and it had nothing to do with anything scaring you into it. It's almost as if religion was used as a control mechanism for most of history. I can't imagine how that's possible. People who say this stuff are either willfully ignorant guys like Andrew that say this stuff. They're either willfully ignorant, okay, or they are intentionally trying to scam you. Either way, you need to avoid them the best you can. That is so dangerous. Like I said, I could literally show you all the DMs. This guy is not going to go post about it on the thread that is public to everybody, because he knows anybody will be able to see it. Then he knows hundreds of people are going to see a reply that he puts up. He told me, no, you just screenshot and put on. It's like, no, why can't you defend yourself to all the people that follow you? Why can't you? What's so hard about it? It's sad. I don't know, man. I really think that it's a great skill to be a salesman and to be able to, get people hooked onto your channel, to get people to, like the way that you talk. That's the greatest skills for YouTube, man. You're going to go so far, Andrew. But you're definitely not going to fool everybody. You're going to have people like me. You might meet somebody else that has the filter of fallacies and won't fall for them again. Highly doubt it. I very rarely meet people who understand to see fallacies instantly as soon as they hit them in the face, especially from salesmen that are as skilled as you. Guys, you ever know, like, whenever you're like buying a car and the guy's telling you something, you just have like this weird feeling? Like, you just have this weird feeling like he's just doing something weird. Like, it's just not right. Like there's just something weird about what he's saying or like how it's going. That is because it's a fallacy. And your brain is trying to figure it out, but it doesn't know how to descript it. You have to learn the description of all these fallacies. So then as soon as they come up in the world, you can see them. I'm telling you, that's how you fully see through the matrix for the first time. A lot of people, they go to the store, they buy gum at the gas station, they do these different things, and they don't even realize what they're doing, that they're participating every day in some sales tactic somewhere in front of them. Some fallacy right there. And like I said, more are being vetted every day so then they can swindle us even harder. That's just how it works. Oh, Rachel, what's up? I got with 37K subscribers as 6 live watchers. Yeah, because I have a lot of, just like how Alex was saying on his stream yesterday, I have a lot of people that come from shorts and short clips. Yes, that's what happens when you don't have a live streaming channel. What's up, Rich? And you have Reddit tier understanding of religion. Wow, Reddit tier. Who are you even talking to? Nobody watches your channel. Are you? Oh, wow. You watch my channel, baby girl. Rachel, have you told your husband about your body count? Rachel, does your husband know that there's another man like me that's emotionally stimulating you right now? Does he? Would your husband be okay with the fact knowing that you're so attracted to me that you have to watch my show and message me? I'm just saying, my girl would never do that shit. Ever. Never be messaging some other dudes like that. I feel bad for your husband. It sounds like he probably doesn't have the frame of the relationship, which is like most religious relationships. Yeah, Rachel is hate watching right now. She loves me. She thinks I'm cute. What do you think my count is? What, your body count? I don't know. I don't know. Embark on Brilliance think it's 15 to 30. Maybe you forgot. Oh yeah. Where did you hear that? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but if you're a born again Christian, who knows how high it can be. But no, I really appreciate everybody for coming, guys. I really want. Let me put at the end of this. Remember, guys, I want y'all to find a unicorn. I want y'all to find a really good girl that is gonna love you, and that is going to be perfect to get married to. I just don't think most of you are gonna find it. I do teach how to do that. If you're a guy who wants to find a girl that I consider a unicorn, which is just a young woman with a low body count, and that's pretty, hit me up. I really help people with this shit all the time. You don't gotta pay me nothing. Hit me up on Instagram. I'll even call you. I'm always here to help any of you guys. If you're a guy that's watching this right now, I don't think any of the ladies were probably watching this show, but if you're a guy that's watching right now, y'all know I'm always here to help y'all. I'm gonna always end it up with this. I want everybody to know I love y'all very much. If you're a man that's watching this right now and you ever feel alone, I want you to know that you're not alone. You have people in your life that love you. I love you. God loves you. Jesus loves you. There is there is a point in your life and there is purpose behind you being here. And if you ever need help finding that purpose, if you ever need help with anything, if you're ever sad, feel free to please message me, guys. I don't ever want a guy to feel like he doesn't have anybody to talk to or that he's alone. This is a crisis today, and the only way that we're going to beat it is by sticking together. So, like I said, I love you guys. I love y'all to death. Rachel, I even love you, girl. I love you so much. Not in the way that you wish, but I love you in a different way. And then yeah, shout out to Embark, shout out to Rachel, shout out to Celia Ray. Thank you everybody for coming for this show. I will see y'all here in like an hour or so. We got the ladies coming. We should have a few girls. So yeah, I'm excited, guys. I'll see y'all here in a little bit. Y'all have a good day and be safe.